Right.
A minute early.
Let it marinate a little bit.
Let it warm up a little bit.
What the live stream.
Happy fRYEday.
fRYEday.
fRYEday. Lowercase f, capital RYEDAY. And that was it.
Did the battery just die?
It was the fastest dead battery
Is that what just happened?
It did, yeah.
in history.
The battery just died.
37% just went down like that.
I think it just turned itself off. I think it must have the auto shut off.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we need that, though.
We should have put more time and effort into this.
It's been a
Besides,
pleasure being on your show, gentlemen.
We just thought about it.
well, we have a guest, but
Well, we do have a guest. We're gonna wait. We can't introduce him as that until we. So let's use the front camera because you can see these bottles.
all right.
You know, just
All
move that over there.
I'm gonna not knock
can
into
push this
the door.
button.
Not over and over again. The
I
whole time.
have very dexterous fingers.
You might have to
Raise the mirror.
bring the cable
And the
back
mirror.
around.
What kind of gentleman you want?
Unplug it. Just unplug it. Hey, everybody. We thought of something at the last minute. And it's not because we're horribly disorganized.
It's totally gonna be worth it, guys.
Well, that's
Wait till you see
stretching.
Mika.
Yeah.
It is Friday, though. And I say that way because we're going to drink a lot of rye whiskey. As usual, this started with one bottle and turned into what you see in front of you.
Now there's 30.
And we got last minute guest. You showed up.
I made it.
You've talked about this a few times, but you showed up.
Well, I mean, I knew your green room was for shit, so I didn't want to.
And that's, let's see, that's the demure Jacob. This is now known as drinking with Mika. Mika's the dog.
The one licking his crotch.
PDAs.
The dog is not interested in whiskey.
No.
Unless your crotch is called whiskey.
Yay, we have guests.
And we're ready to.
Yeah.
And we had a guest, we had Dan's mom
My
on,
mom was here last week.
but we did not think of drinking with Mika that time, nor was the dog interested in your mother's crotch.
No, thank God, because that
That's
would have
nice.
been a lot of nightmares for me. All right,
Sure.
let's drink some whiskey.
Quickly.
Let's forget everything that's happening.
and once again,
your chat's
my
disabled.
chat's not working.
Well, hey, Eric's here, and Larry's here, and Donner Pass Whiskey is here, and he just Donner Pass Whiskey just poured some Speyburn 15.
Stout.
Yeah.
Stout. Not rye whiskey, though.
No.
How don't my comments work?
Well, so don't worry about it, because I got him here.
Okay. Yeah, I never pay attention to
Yeah,
it.
I'm the one
I
that
suck
takes
at
anyway.
I suck at that.
right.
This is a division of labor.
Yes.
I suck at that. So Dan,
He does everything, and then I chat.
at the very least, I do the math.
Let's drink some whiskey, shall
Yes,
we?
let's shall we? Dan, tell us about the one bottle that resulted in all this stuff sitting on the desk.
So, you guys know by now, I assume, that I am a whiskey club member at Spirits Wine Provisions here in Arvada. This is this month's pick. It's the Prideful Goat. It is a 6-year straight rye whiskey. It is MGP, our favorite. Yay! It is a single barrel pick. It is 114.4 proof.
Which is barrel proof.
Which is barrel proof. It is a single barrel.
Unfiltered.
And so unfiltered, and there was something else about it, wasn't it? Well, whatever. 95% rye. So it's a rye, but that's what MGP rye recipe is.
So we thought we'd do Friday, and we walked through some other ryes, and they got kind of mixed up. But we're going to drink that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Then
I
we'll-
got it. Friday.
Welcome to the show.
In case you couldn't figure it out, Jacob's an educator.
All right. Eric just poured some of this.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we're going to move to this because this is largely made up of relatively young MGP whiskey and then some High West distillate. Then we're going to move to some 100% rye. And then we're going to talk about the difference between these styles of ryes and Kentucky style ryes. And we are in no way, shape, or form going to drink this shit.
Jacob, have you had that yet?
Wow, with that kind of intro, how can you not?
Yeah, you got it.
What I meant to say was,
poor kid.
we've saved the best for last. Or the best. We saved the best for Jacob.
As always.
Jacob, we should let you know there is a dump cup in case
We won't make you drink
Drink
it.
out of the dump cup.
But we do. That's our
Yeah.
new thing.
I was veering
No,
in one direction with
more-
that. and
more
you-
like if
thank
you-
for saving me.
Yeah, if you don't want to drink.
Oh
what's in
yeah,
your glass.
if you don't want to finish it,
So it's just
even
the
if
worst of the worst.
no, we can't. We look at he just it's Dan pouring whiskey. If we drink everything he pours,
we're gonna die.
we're gonna die. We hand that to Jacob.
All right, and this one's yours.
I don't have to pretend like I know anything, right?
No,
No,
Okay,
that's
what's
our
MGP?
job.
just sit there and let Mika be beautiful.
What's MGP?
MGP,
MGP is Midwest Grain Products. Used to be the old Seagram's distillery in Indiana.
Okay.
They contract and/or source distill hundreds and hundreds of, it seems like, brands of whiskey. And so this is their rye whiskey. When you hear people say 95.5, they're always referring to the mash bill, 95% rye, 5% malted barley. That is the backhanded way of saying MGP, although it is not the only rye that does that. Dan is not looking particularly happy about that.
I don't love the nose. Eric.
Oh, I do.
Eric, don't drink the cream of Kentucky sample. let Jacob do it.
We sent it
Yeah.
to him.
Yeah.
There's an issue with the drinking with Mika immediately, which is if drinking with Mika involves patting Mika, then the nose involves smelling Mika.
Oh, well,
So both hands. smell
I'm
like
sitting
Mika.
next to Dan.
hey-oh!
Touche!
Oh, man, it's getting rowdy in here.
Guess we know who's Johnny and who's Ed.
Yeah, I guess so.
It is.
All right.
No, that nose. If you laugh a lot and sniff, it's not good.
It's not. It's not good.
But that's not a terrible nose.
I don't like it. It's got like a gummy kind of alcohol smell.
It's not bad. It's hot.
What's the
It
proof?
is hot.
114.
It's not hot for 114 though. I mean,
That's pretty hot to me.
it's. All right, help me understand the terms. When I think hot, I think burn. It doesn't have a lot of burn, but it's warm.
That would be hot.
That'd be hot.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think of the burn, the alcohol evaporation burn is something that's hot, but that's not the way.
I think
I should
that's
use it.
that's to me it's
Okay.
proofy. How
Okay.
about that? Is that better? Proofy?
Yeah.
Proofy.
It's not bad. I don't know. I'm just not wowed by this. I mean, it's not. So I paid $69 for this.
Oh.
69.
$69. Children.
Mika. Even Mika's not paying.
I know.
for that.
Nika's had enough of your crap. Yeah, I don't know. $69. Is it $69 good? No, definitely not.
It's got
Well, I
the
tell you what, we're
alcohol.
gonna find
So
out because we're gonna drink this, and this is $70 or $80,
Yeah.
and this is 75 or 80.
I guess there's really nothing offensive about this. Like it's.
Nothing offensive about it. It's minty. It's got
Yeah.
all
I was
those.
gonna say.
It's got the
I
mint
was keep interrupting you.
Yeah, please.
It has like a creme de menthe kind of
There you go.
base
and a lot of rye's happening.
thickness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who invited this?
Nothing to fit. I don't. I tried. I bought a guitar from him.
Yeah.
And he just keeps showing
I
up.
know. He hasn't. He actually hasn't left. I don't know. I guess on second sip, it's not bad.
It's not.
I like the finish,
This is
okay.
not a bad whiskey. This
No.
this has got a lot going for it.
But I'm not going to pay. Well, I did pay $69 for it.
Again, you're not going
I'm not
to
going to pay for it again. I said dumber things. All right. Fine.
So what I was hopeful of is, so we got unfiltered, we've got nice proof, we've got decent age, and those things can make a difference because most of the MGP whiskey that we get these days is quite young. So to get to 6 years, which is Pikesville age, is good, and to not have it filtered to death is good, and that's all good stuff.
On second sip, it's not as bad. I still don't like the nose, but
The nose is not as good as the rest of it.
No.
The finish is quite nice. It's got
Yeah.
a pecan, yes, that cream, that minty sort of out in the woods feel, but there's a pecan or pine cone maybe. There's some kind of nuttiness to it that I quite like.
yeah, it's growing on me. The nose, not so much, but the finish really sells it, I think.
Actually, while I was bloviating, a bitterness started to sneak into the back of my tongue that's not pleasant.
I got that right on the first sip,
Yeah.
and now I'm getting less of it. Yeah, on
It's its own
second,
palate cleanser.
yeah, on second sip,
I think that's one that will do well in a week or so.
I think you're
being
right.
Open.
On second sip, I think it's better than I initially gave it credit for.
I agree.
I still don't like the price tag. Specifically because one of the things they make a big deal about on their website is, oh, stuff's gotten so expensive these days.
It's right there on the label too.
Yeah. I mean, $70.
There's a fair amount going on in there that I think will take a little time to tease out. But,
you know what I want to do is I'm going to have a little sip of this at the end, too, after we've had a couple more for comparison.
Sure, because at that point, we haven't had near enough whiskey.
That's right, yeah.
Jacob, are you going to finish yours, or would you like to avail yourself of the dunk glass?
It's gone.
Very good. All right.
I'm a clean.
Let me retrieve the glass. All right. Well, what should we're going to go to High West next?
I would like to go to High West next. Somehow I believe that to be a logical step because I don't know how much. I think 2/3 of it or so is younger MGP rye. And then part of it is their own distillate, which has got some malted rye in it, I believe, but I don't really get that flavor in there.
Okay, so we're going to take a jump down to what, 92%?
proof, yeah.
92 proof.
92% would be that'd be hot.
That'd be
hot.
That'd be very hot.
How's Mika?
Are you panning the camera?
You're on Mika cam,
Hey Mika.
also known as Jacob's crotch cam.
I know.
I think you should crotch cam it.
Should I bring it in?
Well, actually, I've got you covered up. Your crotch is covered up with the pour cam at the moment.
I think everyone wants to see Mika.
That is perfect placement of the. All right. Here, let me give this to Jacob. This for you.
Would stand up, but again.
Yeah, this is, Jacob, we didn't intend to do a lot of work.
No, this is almost like
You're
exercise.
getting your steps in,
I know.
which is something every man cares about.
Yeah. All right, High West. So this takes a big jump down
This
in
is
proof.
High West Rendezvous. I bought this bottle because I read somewhere that Rendezvous was essentially the same. It's funny that word always gets the southern out of me. Rendezvous. It was the same whiskey as in the Midwinter Night's Dram, just without the French oak finish. And that I believe that was true until 2017.
French.
When I guess they decided not to do that anymore and they started using much younger, cheaper whiskey in their own distillate.
All right.
And that's what that is.
So the nose on this, immediately better, I think. There's like a little bit of like a spice.
A lot less nose.
Yeah, but what's there is more of like a pleasant spice to me.
Like bacon spices?
Bacon or baking?
Baking.
Because bacon would be good too, but no.
But it's not a spice. It's not a spice. Bacon's a lot of things.
Hashtag not a spice. I like that nose. All right.
For some reason now that I can't see the comments,
smells like Mika.
I really want to...
Jacob thinks it smells like Mika.
The nose of every whiskey. How bad does Mika smell? I didn't
Not
notice
that
he
bad,
smelled.
but it's a subtle potency. It has a slight bitterness in the back of
Mika,
the mouth.
bite him. Bite him. Don't let him talk to you like that.
Have you licked him or something?
He's on my skin.
This is way different.
Sound like a Peter Gabriel song.
This tastes way different. First of all, it's way mellower. There's not as much complexity as this one. At least I don't think. From the Prideful Goat.
No, but there's a lot going on.
There is.
But it's more traditional rye. I feel like the Prideful Goat somehow gets something else out of it. It gets a little nuttier than this.
Mm-hmm.
This has more of the alcohol evaporative burn than the other one.
Yeah.
And
it's a way lower proof. That's I'm gonna do some math. That's 23 proof points lower.
Yeah, and which makes the other one kind of confirm my sense that it was actually fairly smooth for me.
Do you need us to just say you're right? Everybody, that guy there, that guy was right.
Yes. Also demure.
Now I just need to.
Ooh, so now these are so different though. I don't know which one I like better, which is interesting.
I gotta say this. I don't mind this, and obviously somebody drank it, but it doesn't do much for me.
Yeah,
I like it a lot better now after drinking that first. Yeah. Something about maybe I need to warm my palate up when I'm drinking. Is to drink pre-drink. Maybe because we did that before. We always pre-drink. Maybe that's why this is so much fun. We pre-drink.
We pre-drink some rye, some rare breed.
Yeah, rare breed. Yeah. Good stuff. All right, so this is more attractive to me now that we've had something else to warm
the nose on this.
To condition the palate.
I really like the nose on this. I didn't like the nose on this, the Prideful Goat. And this has just the baking spices makes me, it's like a more fall flavor.
Yeah, and I would bet that's because I think they pot distilled their part of that contribution. So it's always a little funkier. Mm-hmm. Oh, which is a good segue to
uber funky. Shall we?
Yes.
All right.
Jacob, how you doing there?
No, you stay. You stay.
Stay.
You can't just
Can't disturb Mika.
disturb Mika. The Mika cam is important to this whole operation.
I
So
like this as well, actually.
What's that?
the glass.
Well, I'm just going to bring it over.
Oh.
Are we going here next?
Oh, I thought you were doing.
We're going here next.
Yeah.
We're going.
So
we're doing
Eric,
super fun.
The Dickel.
yeah, Eric's sipping on this as well, or he was earlier. I don't know if he's moved on.
I shouldn't pour so much that might end up in a dump glass.
Yeah.
Do you need to go pour here?
Sure, let's pour cam this bad boy. Bender's here. Yay, Bender! Rye on time. What a guy. That was a big pour. Well, it's yours.
Where'd I get that?
Whoever paid for the whiskey gets to pour a lot of it in a dump glass. Thank you. As a brief reminder, if you're not Eric and drinking this, this is partially the Leopold Brothers 3-chamber rye whiskey and partially the distilled in Tullahoma, unlike all the previous Dickel rye whiskey. And we're guessing it's a lot of the Dickel because it's in the bottled and bond bottle and it costs a third of what or half of what the other one.
Yeah,
the real 3-chamber rye
It's
costs.
like $300 for that 3-chamber stuff.
It's supposed to be about, I don't know, who knows.
This is like chocolate.
I'm getting pipe tobacco.
God, that's good.
Yeah.
That
It's
is
actually
just, and this thing gets better and better and better as it sits.
This nose blows both of these away.
That's pecan pie.
See, I was really lukewarm on this when we opened it, but this is fantastic.
Yes.
What'd you pay for this?
My wife paid $80 for it.
That's a steal.
She found it at a very large box store that I'm ashamed to mention. But, she was at Costco, and that's where she found it. I'm going to go buy some more from Hazel's. I said that when we opened it, and I didn't do it.
Because it's like 120
It's
usually.
110 at Hazel's.
Yeah.
And I give the extra few bucks to support the local.
Well, that's not actually a Costco liquor store.
Which
No,
it depends on where you go.
This is a real Costco buy.
No, the one over in Nevada?
No.
Oh,
That's Ron's liquor.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stay in your-
'Cause they
stay in your
sell
lane,
that there as
Jacob.
well.
Whoa, Eric.
What?
Eric paid $41.09 for his Dickel. I assume he meant 109. So 109, 110 is the going
That's the
price.
going rate, for sure.
I saw this on the shelf yesterday for 120, kind of high. This is, I didn't.
so good.
I was pretty lukewarm on it when we opened it, but it's.
I'm
much better
done.
now.
I thought when we drank it, I liked it so much, I'm willing to spend, because I think the full three, there's two, I just found out there's two expressions of the full 3-chamber rye. But the most common one is around 210 or 225, and I'm going to go get that one.
This is really good.
I don't like it.
Really? What's this fun? What do you not like about it? Tell us. Yeah, tell us.
Thanks for cutting me off or putting me on.
Tell us how wrong you are. Go ahead.
Yes.
He's not wrong. It's what he thinks.
It doesn't go with Mika very well.
That's true. It's
I
true.
mean, I have a completely different parameter.
Pour some on your crotch. See what Mika
It's
thinks.
the first one, oh, poor girl. No.
It's a boy. Okay.
For those who don't know, and that would be everybody other than Dan and myself, I have a dog that looks just like Mika, and it's a girl, and I'm constantly calling Mika she.
Yeah.
And my dog is constantly be called he.
He'd be whatever he
They
wants.
don't care.
Yeah.
They don't.
You're
They just
petting
roll
You
it.
just
with
lost half your audience.
You don't
They just
care.
roll with it. So what don't you like about that besides it doesn't go with Mika?
That could be the entirety of it, but it doesn't seem as complex. It burns a little more. It doesn't have as much forward and back.
Those are all completely invalid. Back to us, Dan.
More of us. God, we're funny.
I think this is third of the three so far.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Which one was number one?
Yeah, that begs the question. Where do you go back to if we're ranking the top three? Given we've had three and this is 3, where do you put the other two?
Well, I actually kind of liked the slight bitterness and smoothness of the first.
The Prideful Goat.
Of the Prideful Goat. And I did like the way the High West followed that. I thought they complemented each other back to back really well. So I'm not sure.
So if we're pairing rye whiskeys,
Yes. Yes, exactly.
This pairs really well with. Okay.
Because it opens it up a little more.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm really curious to go back to the Prideful Goat because
Not yet though.
I know.
Yeah,
Got to wash it out with some cream of Kentucky first.
No, we're not drinking cream.
Should we make Jacob drink the cream of Kentucky?
Oh yeah,
it's a rite of passage. Everybody's had it.
I don't know if we made this clear, Jacob, but your price of entry beyond sitting on the sofa by yourself with the camera on you is you got to drink some cream of Kentucky.
Some really bad whiskey.
I'm sure there's a hazing ritual involved in
Yeah.
this.
We did it to ourselves, so it's not like you're.
We did.
No, well,
Repeatedly.
that's-
Repeatedly, as a
Yeah.
matter of fact.
We flogged ourselves.
Like
with it.
any trauma.
That is true.
It's best shared.
Yes. You must do it to yourself first.
All right.
That's just. I'm not pouring that out.
I think that's delicious.
I will not put that in the dump glass.
I'm glad it's delicious this time because when we opened it, I was pretty meh on
I
it.
liked it when we got it. It gets better and better every time I go back to it.
Yeah.
I will spend more money, and I'm going to buy the high dollar.
I encourage you to spend more money on bottles that you're going to bring here so that I can drink them.
And that's exactly what I would do.
We should talk about that later.
Oh yeah, that's a good segue. So I mentioned last week or the week before, some other week. It's not this week. I have 39 bottles of opened sipping whiskey.
And they're not even all here.
They're not here. That doesn't count the tequila and the gin and all the other stuff. 39 bottles of this stuff, largely because every Friday we lose our minds like this.
Mm-hmm.
I can't figure out what to do with that. So there's two things I've decided to do. One, I have only traded whiskey 3 times, the third of which was today, where I turned 1 bottle of Rock Hill Farms into 2 Bookers and a store pick Russell's Reserve bourbon. I'm going to go the other way with that and start looping bottles together and trading them for bigger bottles I like. But the second and more exciting thing is I bought a pack of 108 sample bottles, and we're going to start sending some more samples out. So,
Example.
we're going to send some samples out. So if you're hanging out with us, first of all, you've done more than enough by putting up with us and showing up every week, and we so much appreciate you. But if you will share that knowledge a little bit with somebody, I don't want to put any hard rule on it, but if you have some friends that drink whiskey, tell them about us, and then let us know which of these you like. Now, only for live viewers. Mm-hmm. That's not true. I don't care. Till we run out of whiskey, I got plenty. Let us know which of these you like. We'll send once a month or so. We'll send 4 or 5 samples to everybody and see what you think.
Yeah. Larry, yours are on the way already.
A pile are coming to Larry.
Yeah.
Larry has supported us on so many levels that we can't possibly do enough, but we're trying. So those are on the way. Dan is much better at mailing things than I am.
Oh, and Scott's got stuff on the way too. I don't think Scott's here today.
Sitting over in the corner. He doesn't love you as much as he loves Larry.
Just waiting for our T-shirt.
So that's what we're going to do.
Oh, we should ask him about the Practical Still logo on a T-shirt problem we're having.
Yes. So it turns out, and I swear to you, I did not notice this before. Our logo's new, relatively new, so you can see it on the channel. I like the logo a lot, but we put it on a T-shirt and got some proofs done, and frankly, it looked like a big penis.
Aiming right at your face.
Yeah. And it was so glaringly obvious, it makes you wonder how we didn't notice it. So I had a T-shirt, a one-off T-shirt made on a white background, because it does seem to be that if the colors there's not enough contrast, it seems to exacerbate the phallic nature of the appearance.
One of the T-shirt colors was almost skin tone. Let's say.
Yeah. So I bought a one-off T-shirt that'll be here by next Friday. And so I want to get you guys' opinion. So first of all, when you look at our logo, do you think penis? If you do now on the screen, then it definitely does on the T-shirt, and we need to probably get a new logo.
Probably.
I mean, I'm kind of a dick.
Bender wants to know if we made a Dickel shirt. We kind of made a Dickel shirt. It's a Dickel shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can look at that shirt and know we both like Dickel.
Yeah, we love Dickel. We should put that. We love Dickel. We'll get in so much trouble.
Anyway,
so
we'll show the T-shirt next week. Yeah, I'm not pouring that.
All right. Well, I'm going to move on because I have an empty glass. What would be the logical progression from here? Eric said he didn't think about it until we pointed it out, which is kind of what I feel like too.
So I think
there's hope yet.
The person that does the T-shirt work for us said, I didn't see that until you said it, but now I can't unsee it.
All right, what do we got? So we got the beer barrel from
That's
New
pretty
Holland.
far down the list. I think the next we shouldn't have gone here.
No, because this is lower proof.
I think we go Whistle Pig
Okay.
because this is, and this is 100. Well, it's not true. There's other grains in there. This is 100% rye.
Okay. All right, let's do 100% right. I'm going to need some glasses. Let me. Are you still sipping or are you good?
No, I'm good.
Ready to dump?
Yeah, I am.
All right.
Also, if the us walking around part bugs you, we'll figure out some kind of pizza peel thing where we can extend.
That's not a bad idea.
An
You can
extendo
have
arm.
One of the long grippers, one of those reach up high on the shelf.
That's probably going to be a good idea for the first few minutes of this.
Yeah.
And then you start swinging it and spill all over
At
the
this
floor.
point, I don't think that'd be very good.
I brought out a knife once on a show and I cut myself.
He brought a hatchet
Immediately.
out. A machete.
A machete. He did. Yeah. We get wild here on Fridays.
A
All right.
number of our wives would be able to see that and predict.
I used to could honestly say our wives don't watch, but then Rachel
Started watching. Yeah. And like,
I can't even say started.
and
I
giving
can't-
us shit on it. I mean,
I can't imagine she kept watching.
no, I mean, why would she? But she was heckling. It was actually kind of great.
Melissa listens when I listen to the replay to check sounds and stuff. She listens, but she knows.
Tiny will pull up something on Insta.
Yeah, no, she
She comments all the time.
yeah. She says that I'm hilarious. Me specifically.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't recall her ever saying that.
And she says
can only go in one direction.
she says that Mark guy is just a drag.
I assume anytime she compliments us, it's because of me.
All right, well, we are legends in our own minds. All right, Whistle Pig.
This is Whistle Pig 10 years. So this
Maple
is distilled in Canada.
I've heard of it.
Sent to Vermont, where I think it absorbs syrup flavors in the atmosphere.
Science. It does smell like maple syrup.
That's just suggestion. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
no.
just said that.
No, I said
I love this whiskey. I'll tell you right out of the block. And I'll tell you this too. If any of your local stores do a Whistle Pig store pick, they're going to seem expensive, around $100 or $120, but they're barrel proof. Some of them get to be 13 or 14 years old. They're absolutely delicious. Do not pass one of those up.
This is really good.
yeah. Get the pine forest and the maple syrup. Yeah.
Yeah, and there is a maple syrup.
Yeah.
But
There is.
don't assume though that if you like this that you like all Whistle Pig, because I think this is the only one that's that Canadian distilled rye, and the rest of them are either their own distillate coming along or some MGP, or you can't assume that just
You
because you
shared
like
3
this.
with me. 2 I really liked. 1 I didn't care.
Were you here?
You were involved in when we bought the
I was
12.
not.
Plausible deniability.
Hang on, nobody got arrested. We bought the 12-year-old World.
Old World Rye. It was like
that-
one of our first whiskey nights.
Yep, and that's 12-year-old MGP that is finished in Sauternes, Madeira, and some other cask. None of us liked it when we opened it, but a month later when it set, it was good.
Okay.
Yeah, this is my favorite so far. This is better than the Dickel, I think. I'm going with it.
It has more of the characteristics of the 2 I like more as well.
It's more polite from Canada.
To me,
It's very polite.
That was a cheap shot.
Yeah.
That was low hanging fruit.
I think it just said thank you.
It did. In the back of the finish is the very thank you finish.
I will say that they're just very different. Of the non this is by far the best.
I still think
It's
it's
just delicious.
I think it's the best of the 4 we've had so far.
yes,
I don't know. I'd drink this.
Jacob agrees.
I do.
And by extension, Mika agrees, so you're outvoted. Well, I just think this has the best.
It's a very democratic process.
4.
This has the best balance of flavors and complexity, I think.
Threw Mika in there.
It is by far the most sophisticated whiskey. If I can use a word that I do not
can't.
qualify to
No,
use.
You're not allowed.
I can spell
it
it.
doesn't taste good. All right, let's just go with that. I think it's good. I think this is the most complex and the best of all the 4 that we tried. But
I'm just loving that.
we still haven't, gone with the old standard, the Pikesville, which.
But that's just so different, though.
Yeah, but what is the experience? Is it? I mean, because you could rank the experience of all of these, even if they are different.
Sure, we could.
And we're gonna.
It's got characteristics of all of them. It has a little bit of evaporative burn, which is refreshing. It's got some of the creaminess.
Yeah.
It has a little bit of the, not flavor, but
You
thickness.
said creamy. The first time I had Whistle Pig, it was one of our the company we both used to work for, that I still work for, but not on Friday afternoons. We used to do whiskey nights we travel. And one of our brethren brought a bottle of Whistle Pig that night. And he opened it and said, "You're going to like this. It's oily." And that is true. It's got this viscous finish to it.
That's what my friend said when he introduced me to my wife.
But that was racist.
Against me.
This is just whiskey.
All right.
Smell like salami.
Just because I bleed olive oil. No, it is a good way to put it, though. It's oily. It's got
It has just this lovely, thickish
coating. Yeah.
coating on the palate, and the just fabulous. It is just too expensive for what it is. But these bottles, I bought 2 the last time. They were on sale for $55 or so. And then the last time I bought a bunch, they were on sale for $50, and I just loaded the wagon, but I drank all those. So.
It's much higher now.
Oh yeah, it's
like
generally at $75. Now it's gotten to $80 or $85.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that long ago. It was maybe a year ago. My favorite store had them on sale for, I don't remember. It wasn't exactly 50, more than 50, but it wasn't $60.
If I'm going to go to the store and buy a rye, and I know I'm going to spend some money, and I see these two sitting side by side, I'm going with this one.
In fact, I have extra of these because I figured you'd want one, and then you didn't.
Well, no, I do.
No, it's too late.
No, damn. It's the guy who wants to give away bottles. All right.
Did you have it? Wow. It's really good.
Welcome to Friday Sips.
How do I know?
He's already
How do I
stumbling.
know where I'm going?
Yeah.
They actually had the Whistle Pig, not that, but a different one, right next to the
Was it
Dickel.
Was it Piggyback?
Was it the Piggyback, the 6-year black label?
It wasn't a black label.
No. Was it red? Like a deep red?
No, it looked like that.
Then it might have been that.
That's the only one that looks like that.
Yeah.
These in the store picks.
I don't have my glasses on either.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You also drank like a lot of whiskey really quickly.
Apparently.
Yeah. Well, in any event.
You can't just show up on Friday Sips Live cold and expect to make it through.
No.
I mean, we're professionals. We've been doing this for a long time.
We're industry veterans. Anyway. All right. Well, okay.
This is delicious.
It is. So we've decided that this is delicious, and it's.
So I'm going to pour mine out in the dunk glass.
All right.
Because I drank it all. That's delicious.
Yeah.
All right. I think
Do we have any comments about Whistle Pig 10? Does anybody else like Whistle Pig 10? Would you pay $75 for it, or are you like me and you wait around for the sale?
this would be a good interlude, waiting for people to respond to that question.
No.
Jacob.
By initiating Jacob into Friday Sips Live.
Where is Jacob's glass?
Eric, if you got your Cream of Kentucky sample with you, and you're feeling self-loathing creeping up on you,
a little bit of whiskey in the bottom just to help counteract this.
all right, Jacob, I'm sorry to do this to you.
You look it.
I'm sorry that this has to happen, but it has to.
We're not using the pour cam because that's only for when Dan and I pour whiskey. We're going to drink and we're not drinking.
We're not drinking this. Oh, boy.
So, hang on a minute. Let me get the camera on.
All right. Now,
Everybody
don't
get ready.
say or do anything.
I have no monitor, so I can't tell when I'm
Okay.
on camera.
You're on.
You're on.
Go.
Oh my god. It's tannic in the way that old acorns smell tannic.
So, rot.
Rot.
Yes.
Like tannic rot.
Tannic rot.
You're a bit of an acorn.
Elegantly described tannic rot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't want to go further with this.
You're going to have to.
I know.
I'm sorry. You have to drink so the
It
camera.
overwhelms the Mika smell.
Yeah. See? Well, maybe that's.
Not-
If Mika's doing anything, he's helping.
Yeah. All right, go for it. Don't snort it.
Cure COVID.
Mm.
That's really bad. It tastes like it smells.
Eric,
Oh my god.
Eric just drank some at the same time you did, and it just says OMG.
And I'm gonna tell.
Man, you don't have to sacrifice yourself. That's what we're for.
Well, we sent him the sample. So I'm gonna tell you. I'm in this.
Give me something else.
Wait a minute. No, you got to live with it. But I'm in this with you, Jacob, because whose turn is it to drink the dunk glass? It's my turn to drink the dunk glass.
Oh,
delicious.
no.
I feel no sympathy from you.
Ugh.
It's the best you're gonna get.
If that ruins the entire glass, that will properly identify what that did to every other beautiful whiskey I just tried.
I'm pretty sure I'll be able to pick this out of there.
I've never seen whiskey curdle. That was cool. All right, so this is Jacob.
Spirits emerged from the glass.
Okay, that was good.
Let's get Jacob something that's not disgusting before he cries.
Okay, so we're leaving the mostly rye world and we're heading to Kentucky.
That wasn't even the dog.
It's not going away. It's like it coats.
Yeah.
The more
here.
It's a 3M product.
The more you protest, the more I'm going to leave you on the sofa suffering.
I know. Bite my tongue to the pain makes me.
Should we give him some of this?
We're going to Kentucky, and that means we're going to barley rye. They're 51, 52% rye. Lots of corn.
I'm just pointing at things because I don't see what I'm pointing at. Are these? I don't know.
Edit the fingers in later.
Okay. All right. What's next, Mark? What's next? What are we drinking?
All right. Let's do the
this is
beer barrel.
So this is a good back to the bottle for us because we opened this last week. The beer barrel rye from New Holland Spirits. It was good. It's low proof. It's 88 proof.
But it was tasty. And you're basically just fucking with Jacob because he really needs something.
Yes. Could you stop letting him know that so I can continue to fuck with him?
I don't know you at all.
All right, give me your glass. Pour cam this bad boy. So we had the bourbon last week. We had the bourbon and the rye. The bourbon came in at 80 proof, I think, and I didn't like that one as much. The rye was actually really quite good, and so I'm excited to go back to it and see how we think of it this week. Sorry, Jacob.
That's the way
I like how you keep pouring whiskey in to level them out.
See, I'm just gonna keep going nice and slow. Oh, that's Jacob's.
Mika's gonna come flying through the air.
You gonna throw my dog at me? All right, here you go.
Thank you. I'd never do that to Mika.
No, this stuff's so this was pretty good last week. Let's see what we think this week, especially after drinking all the more.
Give it a nice rinse.
Yeah.
Don't Bob.
Oh, that's piney.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
that just cleared out.
Yeah. So it's like LL Bean, right? There's
right.
It's like sniffing on the LL Bean catalog, which I've never done.
Oh, that's just enjoyable.
It is. And it's got that origin flavor again, like that creamy vanilla-y flavor.
It's a thinner. Mm-hmm. The body's much thinner. Oh, it's got some apricot.
Ooh, it is fruity, isn't it?
Yeah.
Apricot or like mango or something. That's delicious.
Yeah. Bridges.
They do a really... I swear, I'm still not... I'm not convinced there's something else in there.
This is really good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A little bit of bitters and ice cube, and that's kind of an interesting old fashioned.
Right. Like an orange bitter, almost.
Something's... Yeah. And it does not say straight whiskey on it, which means it could have up to 2.5%, I believe, if it's just called rye whiskey of non-whiskey stuff in it.
Yeah.
Well, it's tasty. I like it.
I've ever had a drink whose nose and what
the flavors
sophisticated with
on the palate,
nose and palate
go together so well. Yeah.
But are different and complement each other.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh yeah, sure. All right.
I'm trying to.
Let's just assume I was smart there.
Let's just assume Dan said it was completely the same, which is exactly what you meant
that's exactly the opposite of what I'm saying. I'm saying
completely
the
different.
nose and the palate are
the palate's really vanilla to me.
Different drinks.
Yeah,
I think that the thing is there's similarities, but there is no fruit on the nose.
There's no fruit on the nose.
It's all very rye, pine, and herbal and.
Eric's sipping on the. He's cleaning his palate too. It's a big scrub.
I'm hoping Eric's not in the ER today.
At least he doesn't have any patience. Eric's got the Stellum Rye, which I haven't had.
Yeah, well, that's right back to.
Yeah, I mean, it's
isn't it, Eric? I'm not 100% sure.
It's MGP.
Isn't that MGP?
Yeah, it's MGP because it's the guy from Barrel.
Yeah.
And it's just MGP source.
I just didn't want to be 100% assumable.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I really do want to.
I think you're going to like that better than you want. I think you're, and I'm the same way. I think we're a little bit jaded to the MGP thing.
Yeah.
The question is, will this become a novelty rye? Is this something you would sip the whole bottle of, or is it the type of thing you would
Not at
bring up
once.
because it's different?
I don't know. I like it better this week than I did last week.
Okay.
I quite
I
like
think
it.
the question there is, and remind me, Dan, what the price of that is. Do we know?
We
$30?
looked it up last week. It was pretty inexpensive. It was like 35.
I think that question comes down to it costs $30 or $35. What else would you drink in that range? And there's some other whiskeys that are that good that don't cost that much.
So the beer barrel rye, $35.
Yeah,
I'd drink that all day for $35.
it's pretty good.
Yeah. So I would give this a pretty solid thumbs up. I want to come back to the Prideful Goat.
You'd give it a what?
I would give it one down country. If you were here last week, you get that joke, although you probably forgot.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
So,
it's a shame that he doesn't actually
I
watch
know.
it either.
We should get Downey to watch. All right. Anyway,
Are you good enough friends with somebody to fuck with them incessantly and then make stickers out of it?
we made stickers of him because we're just those kinds of friends. All right. We'll explain that in a different video. All right. Let's move on because we're... What are we doing? I don't even know what time it is.
Oh, holy crap. 52 minutes.
Holy cow. Oh, why are you all still here? Oh, my God. All right.
We're sorry.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to finish with. What's our one Kentucky rye we're going to finish with?
Well, it's down to these three.
I think the one everybody wishes they could have plenty of is that.
Sazerac.
Let's drink this.
Saz. All right. Saz it is, this is good too because I've got, I still haven't opened my store pick of this.
Nor have I.
Yeah. But I do like
Thank you for the birthday recommendation, by the way.
Oh, you're welcome.
The Old Forester Prohibition.
Oh, was that me or you or him? I don't know.
Did she get Prohibition or she got 1897 or
She got
1920?
Prohibition. Oh, are there two different kinds?
There's
Oh,
many.
there's many.
There's several different
That's
kinds.
part of the Whiskey Row series. Did she get the big number on the front would be 1920, 1910, or 1897 or 1870?
Those all are numbers.
Those are and we embrace math on this
I
show.
identify those as numbers. I don't know. I'll have to get back to you. I didn't know those.
The recommendation was 1920.
That's my favorite.
Then that's what you probably
It's
got.
got to be
It's wonderful.
in bottles under $100 that are just incredibly
bad.
impressive.
All right.
No, it's like $60, which is again math. 60 is under 100.
Are you sure?
Less than 100.
Okay.
Maybe very
I'll
specific.
consult with my 7-year-old daughter. She would know.
Well,
All right.
that's
All right,
wonderful.
final pour of the day.
That's a wonderful bottle.
It's delicious.
So Sazerac Rye, 90 proof.
Baby Saz.
Baby Saz.
6 years old, but not age stated. I
Don't give
think
it to
age
babies.
stated. Don't give it to babies. Yeah, not age stated, but generally believed to be 6 years old. 90 proof. 90 proof. 90 proof.
Why is it cold?
Because it's very cool.
It is.
It is colder than the other ones. It's weird. That nose is perfect. I think it's just such a wonderful nose. This does everything I want it to do. It's just,
And I can actually smell it.
it's a little, it's like baking spices with some orange, you know.
Yeah. Delicious. Should be a $25 or $30 bottle.
It's a little thin, I would say, than when compared to something like this.
Yeah.
But you're missing
But-
a lot of proof, well, a fair amount of proof and a lot of age.
But again, at $25,
30, I think, is
Yeah.
the common, but I think I had to pay.
no, we paid
Yeah, we paid 30.
We paid 30 for these.
2 or 3 at the house. I paid.
We paid a little more for the store picks.
That's right. We paid a little more for store picks. That's fair. I don't mind that.
No,
A lot of effort goes into store picks. What was that?
It's stimulating.
it's stimulating.
Watching.
It's because you have a dog in your
grown men
crotch.
Trying to remember how much they paid for a bottle. I was thinking about it.
It's not the grown part.
This is why people show up on Friday.
It's the old part. When we get close to you, the age gets averaged out, and we're like a 50-year-old man.
Yeah. There was just one of us, yeah.
Math wise, we're 47 and a half.
Are we?
It's a little nutty.
I trust you because I don't know math.
That's delicious.
I'll trust you because I don't know nuts. So, all right, this is delicious, and I think we've got. I mean, we've talked about Rittenhouse and Pikesville endlessly, so I think that was a fair assessment to not go to these. And these, okay, so Sazerac to me, if you see this bottle for anywhere between 25 and 35, I'm a buyer. If it's above that, don't do it.
At 30 or 35, I buy cases of it if they let me.
Yeah. It's
which flies in the face of what I said at the beginning about having to get less bottles in the house.
it's never going to happen. You know that, right? You're just going to give all your current bottles to them.
I'm hopeful. Well, that's fair though.
Hi, BC Beers reviews. We have
BC Beers reviews.
He's here.
Hey, cheers.
Yeah, you missed a lot of stuff.
So it doesn't. So the whole purpose of whiskey is to open the bottles, share the bottles, enjoy the bottles.
Mostly with me.
Mostly with Dan, but everybody else now. It doesn't matter who drinks it as long as we enjoy it.
All right. It is time.
You're very good at that, by the way.
He is.
Thank you.
Yes.
Mark has been one of the reasons that I have far too many open bottles as well, because he's encouraged me to share.
You know, that's going to bite me when you become a raging alcoholic.
I mean, I'm not raging. I'm more of a mellow alcoholic. All right, Prideful Goat.
Alcoholism is not funny.
No.
But Dan kind of.
But I'm funny. All right, I want to go back to Prideful Goat. This is where we started today.
Right. Yes.
Does anybody else want to go back to this?
I do.
All right. So I dogged on the nose pretty hard when we started, but second sip it was pretty good.
I was gonna make sure you knew whose glass was whose.
I got
Does
it.
it really matter?
I got it.
I'm gonna have to drink this in a little while.
When the next three are canceled because of COVID.
Everybody's slobber is in that glass.
You want to pour cam this bad boy? We got
All pour cam
Yes.
all day long.
all pour cam all day long. All right, a little Prideful Goat.
I like how stoic I look in the background.
I got I'd spilled everywhere. But now I overpoured. All right, great.
Everybody gets your shock look on your.
Dan pour. Hashtag Dan pour. All right, here's Mark's. Jacob, delivery coming your way.
Thanks.
Look how excited he looks.
Back to Prideful Goat.
When you left the house, did you go, hey, I'll be back in a bit drunk?
I think that's exactly my verbiage.
I'm back in a bit drunk. All right. The nose has improved.
That's pretty good.
It had like a medicine smell before. Now,
And in your defense, there is some sort of, I don't know how to describe, there is something medicinal to that nose.
because like, you know, when you go to something like this where it's all like LL Bean fall warm cozy sweater.
But go back to Natalie's, but gentle.
For those of you who don't know, Natalie is Mark's daughter.
Natalie's my daughter. She has a master's degree. She's incredibly intelligent.
Smart
And
person.
When I explained to her that whiskey nose is different with your mouth open or closed, she went, that's ridiculous. Here's how you should smell it if you want to smell it. It's a lot like what dogs do. So it's a bunch of little short sniffs to prep the palate, and then you draw it in.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it makes a big difference in what you smell.
I find the nose far less offensive this time than I did earlier.
I'm not at all offended that my kids are way smarter than I'll ever be.
Mine's only
You know
7.
what opening
which
your
is-
mouth does do? It takes away some of the burn of the nose.
Well, it lets the alcohol the ethanol that you bring through, it lets it have a way out
Right.
before it just assaults the.
See,
She's right. You definitely get more if you do the old
You
quick
do. She's
little
right.
sniffs.
this tastes a lot hotter than it did earlier to me.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I would not guess it was the same.
But I do get more of the flavors, which are to me more fun this time. Which last time it was like blast of cinnamon lingering for a while. The finish was actually pretty long. Now I'm getting a little bit more.
I think, Jacob, back to that. Is it heat or is it warmth? That's warmth. It's definitely proof-driven warmth, but there's enough spice to it.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets down in
The
the.
spice is developed now more than it was before.
Yeah.
All right.
And
So,
is that because we drank other stuff or because it had a little air on it? Who knows?
so we're the practical still. $70. I paid $69. Buyer or not after a second try.
So not, but only because of what else is available. But if I'm looking for something a little bit extra from a rye whiskey, I could see my way to buying that
Yeah.
bottle. Having it unfiltered is different than most of the MGP rye. Having it barrel proof, different than most MGP. Having it 6 years, different than most of the MGP rye. If you're gonna buy an MGP rye, I think that's a buy at $70.
As MGB ryes go, I think this is probably one of the better ones I've had. The only one I can think of that compares is the Sagamore Spirits rye.
I didn't like any of that.
Really? Because I think that was 6 here too.
Didn't like any of it.
And that's MGP as well. That was pretty good, I thought. Mark didn't like it. This, I think, is pretty decent, but I'm not a buyer at 70. I mean, that's just too much.
I'm not necessarily I'm just saying, if you're after that 95.5, if you're at 5 and you're in that flow,
Yeah.
that's not a bad buy at that price given today's market. It's ridiculous that we pay that much for a bottle of anything.
Here's the true test. So I have a giveaway box. I basically just give bottles away.
If you put that in the giveaway box, I will take it home.
No. This is staying. Okay. That's my point. Is I have a giveaway box where there's some bottles because we buy all our bottles. We don't get most of them.
We've gotten a couple.
We've gotten a few that have been sent our way. Fortunately,
to some charming devil asked for
it. But anyway, this is not going in the giveaway box. I'm actually glad to have it. I feel like 70 is a lot to ask.
It is, and I will do this. If you just go for rye whiskey, this is 50-ish.
Yeah.
We didn't try that one.
It would be hard.
We'll get you some.
We'll off camera.
Yeah.
It would be hard to say I'd buy that for 70 over this for 50, even though they're very different, right? This is Kentucky style rye. It's mostly barely rye, lots of corn.
Yeah.
Different.
We'll come back to
High
the
West.
High West is 70 or 80, depending on the store.
We'll come back to this next week. Or no, we won't, because I won't be here next week. But
I will just drink alone. Oh, Jacob, what are you doing next Friday?
I'm here.
You want to sit over here? Well, not here, because it'd be awkward if we came to
I
Dan's
think we're
house.
here.
you can use my garage. I will be gone. I have to travel the next 2 weeks, but Mark will be here.
Somebody's got to make a living.
Yep, but we'll come back to this soon. And like Mark said, tell your friends, have them come on Fridays, 2:30 MST. So that's 4:30 for you East Coast people. And tell them about it. We're going to start sending out some samples from all the gazillion open bottles we have.
I'll put them all on a table and put a picture on Instagram this weekend.
Yeah, so tell your friends.
So let us know what you like.
Because we want to drink with you.
Yeah.
And so if we're just drinking bottles and you guys don't get to participate, that's not as
no
cool.
fun. That's no
so let's get you some bottles.
Let's do that. Dan, fun times.
Cheers. And Jacob.
Cheers.
Jacob,
Thank
thank you
for
so
having
much.
me on.
It was a hoot. Thanks for being the very first Drinking with Mika participant.
This is a wonderful experience.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? And unfortunately, Dan rearranges his garage all the time.
Once a week.
There may
Might be the only.
not be a couch here next time, but we'll try. So there you go.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.